Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today I'm going to be making a chocolate cake that claims to perhaps be the best chocolate cake ever. It only contains 6 ingredients. You make it in one pot. It comes from Sweden and it's called Kladdkaka, and it is a chocolate cake essentially like a brownie. It's kind of thin, it's supposed to be soft and kind of gooey in the middle, and it's typically served during fika. I first learned about fika from this book. I actually purchased this from IKEA of all places. According to this book, fika is a break for coffee and a bite to eat. It's a cornerstone of Swedish food culture, a moment's relaxation with friends, family, or colleagues. There's no bad time, place, or situation for fika. This cookbook shares some recipes of typical types of fika, like this beautiful radio cake. I'll put a link to that video in case you missed it. It's an old one. This book is actually beautifully laid out. And look at that. Look how they shape the flower. I would love to attempt this one day. This is a princess cake. I have to source the right type of marzipan though. Look at that. Look how stinking cute. So this book does not contain a recipe for Kladdkaka, but I did get a recipe from Lovely Eddie, and it came from a blog called Sprightly, and their recipe was adapted from the Daily Mail, which I am adapting my recipe from. So let's go ahead and make some beautiful chocolate cake. This recipe is European, hence all of the recipe amounts are in grams. I'll put a link down below to my website, which will include a handy dandy little converter, so you can do this in US measurements. We're going to heat 135 grams of butter. So while that is melting, I'm going to prepare my pan. This is a 7-inch push pan. You can also use a springform pan. I've also seen this recipe done in a 9-inch pan if you don't have a 7-inch. You'll have to adjust the baking times. Lightly butter the bottom and then line it with a piece of parchment paper. Place that into the bottom of the pan. Butter the sides of the pan and then line it with parchment paper. Butter helps the paper to stick. And there we have it. Now our butter is melted. 350 grams of sugar. Whoop. Whisk that in there. Teaspoon of vanilla. Blop. 110 grams of flour. All purpose. This is 30 grams of cocoa powder. And this is 25 grams of black cocoa powder. Look at that color, isn't it beautiful? Add that as well. If you don't have this type, you can just use all Dutch processed cocoa powder. So mix that in. Now it's getting very thick. Now we've got 3 eggs. It smells just like an Oreo cookie. And of course vanilla and butter. All right. Oh man, that looks good. Now we're going to pop this into a preheated 180 degrees centigrade or 350 degrees Fahrenheit oven for 20 to 30 minutes, or until the top looks nice and settled, but we don't want to overbake this, so keep an eye on it. Then we're going to allow it to cool for about 20 minutes before we slice into it. Okay, I'll see you in a little bit. So I took this out of the oven and it's been cooling for about a half an hour, and now we're ready to slice it. Some recipes say that you can go ahead and refrigerate this and then take it out and have it cold. Others said it's best served warm. So I did read a recipe that said that you can refrigerate this for a couple hours so you have a firmer middle, and if you like it warm, go ahead and microwave it for, 30 seconds or so. So to release the cake, I'm going to place it on here. Push the sides down. Ooh, yes, look at that. We're going to liberally dust this with powdered sugar. Ooh, yes. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alrighty, let's go ahead and cut into this beautiful cake. Ooh, yes, crackly on the top. It is definitely oozy. Wow. This is definitely more of a lava cake. If you want to be more firm and brownie-like, I would give it the full 30 minutes, but this looks incredible. Look at that fudgy bite. Alrighty, here we go. Itadakimasu. Oh my gosh, it's so rich. Absolutely delicious. The black cocoa in there gives it a really intense chocolatey flavor, kind of more like an Oreo cookie. It is definitely sweet, and it does remind me of a brownie. The texture is different than a brownie. This is definitely fudgier and oozier and gooey, but it has the same level of sweetness. It's quite sweet. Although I really enjoyed this texture, I think this would go so well with a scoop of vanilla ice cream, because the middle of this cake is very reminiscent in texture and particularly in flavor to hot fudge. With some chopped peanuts. Oh my word. It's so intensely rich and chocolatey without feeling, well, it does feel decadent. I was about to say it doesn't feel decadent, but it does feel decadent. There you have it, my lovelies. That is the beautiful Swedish chocolate cake called Kladdkaka. Absolutely delicious and super easy to make. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Check out my website. I will include a printable recipe along with recipe conversions. And yeah, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye.